Well, hello, buddy, and welcome back to a live crossover between These Dudes podcast and Ben's Take here on our YouTube channels. We're here to discuss the first official Clayface teaser trailer from DC Studios and other DC updates that we have. I'm one of your hosts, Andy B, as always, and we got a packed panel with us. First, we have, of course, one of our other crossover hosts with us. We have Ben. How are we doing today, Ben?
Yeah, very good, thanks. I'm excited to talk about Clayface.
Yes. Someone who hasn't been on the show in a hot minute because he's been busy coming very recently off of CinemaCon for covering for Multiverse Color is the one, the only, Walker, Keenan Walker. Keenan, how you doing today?
Hi, I'm fantastic. I'm so excited to be here. It's been a while since I've gone on with you all.
Yeah, I think it was last
I
time.
feel like it's been a year.
I think it's been a year at this point, but you've been very busy, and we have lost,
Yes.
and you have a very special experience when it comes to what we're talking about with DC today. So that's gonna be fun. And joining us all the way from the cottage in Canada is the host of the Film Realist and one of our contributors at Multiverse of Color, Kyle. How are you doing today?
That's going to give so many people so many ideas. I do actually know where that is because it's not super far because it was filmed in Ontario, which is the province I live in. But that's as much as I'm going to give away with that. I'm excited. Ben's excited because I feed off of Ben's enthusiasm. I don't have any of my own, Andy, as you know.
Okay, sure. I mean, screw me and Keenan, I guess, but it's fine. It's fine.
I don't know Keenan yet. I'm excited to get to know.
That's a skill issue on your end. Everyone should know Keenan. Clayface, the first trailer is out. The marketing is underway, and it's a week after its debut at CinemaCon 2026 in Las Vegas. And as I said, Keenan, our champion, covered for us, and he was blasting the social medias. And I had so many people DM being like, "Who is live tweeting for you? And why they're so funny?" I'm like, listen, I just find people, I give them like, hey, here's a Twitter account, go have fun with it. I have no talents, so Keenan is just. I was laughing so many times, especially during the Paramount panel, because those who
Lil
follow.
Ellison.
I was like, what is happening at that panel that prompted Keenan to tweet that? But like, listen, Keenan, you did an amazing job, and I kind of I want to start with you, just sharing a little bit about CinemaCon before we get into Clayface specifically.
Yeah.
But like, because this was your first time, because you've done convention coverage for several years now, but CinemaCon is a very different beast in itself.
Yes.
And for you, it's also very special because of a cool story you told me right before you traveled. So share with our audience what it was like.
So it was everything I wanted it to be. My very first job was at a movie theater, and my managers attended this conference every year. So like I remember them whenever they went from film to digital, like they were able to tell us, hey, this is coming down the pipeline. So I was like, okay, I'm going to learn a little bit about the industry. I'm going to get to see some fun trailers. And what I really enjoyed about this event and the WB panel specifically is when Peter Safran came out, he said that they are focusing on character over genre. And you're going to see this in the trailer. Like, yes, Clayface is a Batman character, but this is going to be a story about this character. It's not going to have anything to do with the genre, like the superhero kind of situation. And that's what I'm really excited to get into with all of these stories that are coming out with WB.
In terms of CinemaCon, like as a whole, what were some of your? I mean, I know we have coverage on the site, but like, what were some of your highlights that you really enjoyed?
Let me see. I enjoyed the Children of Blood and Bone presentation, which weird enough was under the Paramount moniker. So I was like, I guess they can't be too evil if they're giving us Children of Blood and Bone. Let's see, what else did I see? Practical Magic. I was talking to someone earlier and I was like, everything just stopped when I saw Sandra Bullock. And Patton Oswalt, he was the moderator of that panel. He said, you know, like what's one of the reasons that like people just love this movie? They won't let it go. And I'm like, me. I'm one of those people. I watch Practical Magic every October 1st. It is my favorite witchy movie, maybe next to The Craft, but that's a little bit scarier. Practical Magic is like, I don't know, it's like a little rom-com with magic, and I'm here for that. But those were the things that I was super excited to see. And there's a Legend of Zelda movie coming out. They gave us no information, just a big Legend of Zelda.
So wait, okay, so because I mean, I grew up with those games, and I'm so excited for the film. But like, was there like a logo? Was there an image? Like, what did you all
It was truly just the Legend of Zelda logo, like the shield with the Triforce. That's it. That is it. As I was doing a little extra research, I saw that there was a Link and Zelda cast, but they didn't even bring them up in the panel. So I'm like, I need more input, please.
the fuck? I mean, it's okay. You know what? This is typical Sony. Also, I mean, because you know, there was. I mean, I know we're talking DC, but you know, we can sneak a little Marvel in there. Spider-Man, Spider-Verse, Avengers
Oh my God.
Doomsday.
Spider-Verse is going to be... I just hollered from my seat that it's going to be great. I'm really excited about that. We got to see the very top of the movie. So it's going to pick up with the other Miles and the uncle, like in the alternate universe. Like, it's going to pick up there. And so we got to see that battle.
And it was good.
Yes, so good. And, you know, Spider-Man... Wait, which one is this one? Brand New Day. It's... They kept saying, "Oh, what's our most mature Spider-Man?" I'm like, of course, he is mature in itself. Like, he is out of high school, so yes, it's gonna be more mature, and he's dealing with the aftermath of the Forget Me spell. So, sorry. So we're gonna see him trying to navigate that life, but still, you know, give us a little bit of Spider-Man making jokes while he's fighting. What are the damage control?
Yeah, and apparently the hand, where or you know, somehow
Why
they're
not?
back. Yeah,
Why not?
And then I mean, of course, obviously, Doomsday, like.
Okay, because at this point, when we did our like reaction video, we were trying to be very vague about things, but then everyone just kind of threw everything out there. So, fucking Gambit and Shang-Chi fighting.
Ooh, that's so cool.
Like Channing Tatum Gambit, by the way.
Is he doing the accent?
We didn't hear. I'm sure he will be, and I need that. I need that because at first, when I saw it, I was like, being very close to Louisiana, I was like, wait a minute, what is this? And then I realized, oh no, he's in on the joke. Okay, this is a joke, and I'm here for it. I'm living for it. It was great.
Mm-hmm.
No notes. So,
And how does Dr. Doom look?
We only got to see a little bit of that Doom mask, and it gave me chills. Chills, I say.
Clutching your pearls.
Yes. Oh, it's gonna be good. Oh God, I'm like, I want it now. I want it to be out now. I want to go to my theater tonight and watch it, please.
Well, December 18th. But before we can get to December 18th, we have to get to October 23rd, which is when Clayface comes out. So with further ado, we're going to discuss the Clayface trailer. It is now live on the DC YouTube channel and all and social media platforms. If you haven't seen it yet, mute us, go watch a trailer for a minute, and then come back and we'll discuss it. And there's not going to be any images shown in this for this live stream because I'm not sure what they're flagging right now with Clayface because it is very gory, very horror. But we're gonna discuss it, and I do want to start with Keenan first, with your overall impression, because again, this was something that you got to see at CinemaCon. This seems to be exactly what was shown at CinemaCon. So Well, like what was your first take on seeing it a week ago on the big screen?
So I'm going, what is this going to be about? How are we starting this? How did he get here? Right. And so as we're going through it, I don't know if he was getting cut up or if he was attacked. Like, my introduction to Clayface was Batman the Animated Series. So I'm like,
Me
was he
too.
using, the mud? I love it. I
Oh
love
yeah.
it. I love it. But this is just a full-on body horror. And I think if I remember correctly, it was set to like, what song was it set to? It's in the tweet. Go back and look at our Twitter thread.
Yeah, yeah.
But it was haunting, and it gave me all the chills that I needed. And there's this scene where he just, like, you see his face, and then he does this, and it's just all,
Yeah, that was sick.
and I jumped, and I said, okay, I'm sat. I will be in the theater to watch this movie.
The song that was played is "Do You Realize"
Do you realize? Flaming Lips.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So there you go.
good stuff.
Kyle. So I know you again because I know you did your reaction earlier, and I know you were probably like trying to just dodge anyone posting about it. What were your first takes on Clayface?
I mean, we've talked about it briefly, but I think it's relevant to what Keenan was saying, which was that, like, with what Peter Safran's talked about, and James has been fairly public with this, that this was not on their radar. Mike Flanagan, I would say like 2010s onward horror auteur, went, make this movie. It's a really great script. And they went, yeah, we have to make this movie. So like Flanagan writing a DC horror movie with James Watkins, who just made the Speak No Evil American remake, which was incredible. So all of those pieces, I was like, I said this before we started recording. Film Realist listeners will know I don't love horror movies. I will see things that I am told are great films aside from that. And I mean, the writing's kind of on the wall with what this could be if you saw the substance, but now we're leaning into the DC side of this, and I'm sure we will get into all sorts of speculation. And that's a long-winded way to say this is exactly what this should be. The irony is Ben was, of course, here for Lanterns, and we talked about that selling Hal and John. It's the comic book people are going to show up. You have to, horror fans need to be wowed by what this is as a horror film. It doesn't matter it's Matt Hagen or Basil Karlo. I know it's Matt Hagen. Listeners, calm down. But there have been multiple Clayfaces. There was even Ethan in The Batman, not the cartoon, or not the film, the cartoon. And so you have to sell, what is this concept? And using the music that Keenan pointed out with some I'm shocked, quite frankly, that this wasn't red banded given the context of the violence in the trailer. But if you're watching this and my reaction's already out, I yelled about 3 or 4 times and said, "Oh no!" And to Keenan's point about the face, we see that tub and it's slowly panning. And earlier on, we see quite literally what all of us millennials grew up with, which is Clayface turning his hands into weapons, and we see a mace, right? I guess in the shadow. And so clearly they're leaning into, I would say, what millennials are probably more familiar with. The thing with Clayface is there's been different versions. The Basil Karlo one is the one that was most recently in the Batman Cape Crusaders, which is like actor whose face is just mushy. And I think I sort of expected that to be as far as this went. And the trailer, at least till you get to that point, is leading you down that direction. But the imagery and the specific choices of like, no, this is the DCU. And we see the bits of clay reverberating, which, fun fact, you can do that at home with cornstarch and water on a low bass speaker. It'll go boom, 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 boom. So if you want to do that at home, you're welcome to do that yourself. And I think I'm a fan of Thomas Rhys Harries, I believe is his full name. He was in an episode of Doctor Who that was really, really great. And so all of the stuff for me just sells. They understand, to, again, Keenan / Peter Safran's point, character. This sells Matt Hagen as this potentially rising star that has, of course, fallen, which is a story many of us are aware of in the real world and the fictitious one. So I think it's spooky, it's scary, it gave me chills, and it's why I was excited for this, and I feel gratified that my excitement is getting paid off, even with this minute-long teaser.
Benjamin, how about you? As I mean, again, we're in an era right now where horror movies are like thriving more than ever. I mean, horror's it's never really been gone, but like right now, like these last couple of years, especially for Warner Brothers, this genre is at full effect. So, what were your first impressions of seeing this trailer?
Yeah, I mean, I've been excited for Clayface just because I think, like Carl mentioned earlier, like I was introduced to him in the Batman the animated series. Always was a big fan. I was like interested. How are they gonna go about this? And I as a horror fan, like I really like horror films. I was impressed by the trailer that it wasn't just like, kind of like it wasn't hiding from the fact that it's a horror film. Like the trailer felt like any other horror film trailer, which I really liked. And I thought, the stuff they were doing, I thought the shadow, like Carl mentioned, was quite a nice surprise. I thought, the way it was edited, and then, that final shot where it's like, his face just goes like that. I thought that was like, actually, it kind of got to me as well. So I think, I don't know, I'm just like, I really like it. And I also want to point out the poster that they released today, because the poster has the mouth and it's like, all stretched out and you can see his eyes and everything. If DC Studios wasn't there, I would believe that that's just like a normal horror film poster, right? And that's why I think it's really cool, because as a DC fan, but also as a horror fan, I'm seeing like these two worlds collide, and I can't wait. I love stuff that's a bit different. It kind of reminded me, like, as much as I'm looking forward to Supergirl and Lanterns and stuff, that's kind of like superhero, right? And this is like in the same world, but it's totally different. And I think that is what I want to see from the DCU. I want to see like not just the same film every time or a similar style. I want to see different stuff. And I really like that this is so different from Superman of what we've seen and Supergirl from what we've seen so far. So yeah, and also shout out to Cal for the super chat. I just saw it in the chat, so thank you for your support. But yeah, so that's my thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, listen, one of the first, as a kid, one of the first like collections of Batman animated series I ever owned on cassette tapes. For the Gen Zs out there, like, there used to be tape. We used to watch things on tapes. But the first thing I ever owned with Batman animated series was the Feet of Clay two-parter, like specifically. I have no idea where that cassette tape is now. I'm sure my mom probably gave it away at some point, but like that was like something it was like a little movie I could just watch, like just two episodes. And so I like Clayface has always been like one of the best and coolest villains in the Batman's Rogues Gallery. So when they started talking about like that they might be doing a Clayface movie, like at first we weren't sure if this was going to be like part of Matt Reeves' universe or something else, but then eventually it became part of DCU. And like because chapter 1 is called Gods and Monsters, I'm like, I cannot think of a better character to start with than Clayface. So I've been excited as a horror fan and DC fan for the last how many years now it's been since it was announced. But I was also very curious about like how are they going to do this visually, mostly because Clayface is mostly someone you use in animation and video games. We've had Basil Carlo in Gotham and but that was kind of like a, a little bit of a goofy take on him. Kyle glaring at me with judgment. Like listen, I love Gotham, but like that was like I wasn't necessarily scared of Basil Carlo in that, but I with this I'm like, okay, we're gonna have this big mud monster, and how are they gonna make this work? So and I see this and I'm like it's insane how well this works because especially in the post Sony Spider-Man universe era of where like we've had these villain movies be produced but not with an actual hero in it, but like with Clayface I think this can actually work because especially if we're because this is very meta in terms of I mean for people who watched Entourage back in the day, like we've seen media like that comment on like what it's like to be working in Hollywood, working in that industry. But with this, we're seeing, and this is what I love also with the marketing they're doing, because like yesterday, the social media accounts for Clayface started surfacing, and what they were focusing on was all these magazine covers of one focusing on Matt Hagen as this rising star, one was a Gotham medical cover of seemingly the procedure he's going to be going through to become Clayface, and then there was what was the third one that came out?
They distorted those images as well.
Yes, and even like the tweets were like because I had to like check with my editor screen rant. I'm like, is my browser having a stroke? Are you guys also seeing that there's like this like weird texture going around on in the actual tweet and so on? So like they're leaning into all of that, and I love that. So with this, it's listen, like I get that things like what Peter Safran says is that's what CEOs they have to say. We're focused on character, but a lot of times some films just don't hit that. With this, I'm like, I'm not thinking about how does this tie in with anything else. Like, how does this cross over with anything else? I'm focused more like first of all, like who the hell is the one like disfiguring Matt? And
Roman Daggard.
we will see. We do not know. There's so much we do not know about this film, but I was left with chills after seeing this. And again, like we talked about this with Lanterns, is that this is the concept of a teaser trailer, giving us an idea, not giving us too much, but not giving us too little either. So I was just left like, listen, October 23rd cannot get here soon enough. So let's talk to more specifics. Again, what?
I was just gonna go, where's Batman?
But I am not the biggest Batman fan. So I love this. I love being introduced to Gotham and not having to like deal with Batman right now. I'm like, let him rest. Let Batman do his thing in the background like they did with Creature Commandos. That like 2-second shadow was enough for me. So let's see what's going on in Gotham right now. And that's what I'm here for. Like, yes, let me spend some more time in Gotham.
Well, I think is also what's interesting is the fact that, like, I get it. We are working on, they are working on, their Batman reboot. But the thing is, like, there's been so much Batman content, and there's always Batman content no matter where we go. Like, so the fact is that, like, this didn't leave me going like, oh my god, I need to see the DCU's Batman movie sooner rather than later. Is because like I can wait for that. Like I'm excited to see these other corners. We have a super chat from Fabian ask with a $5 pound. Thank you so much. Saying we see reference of DCU's Batman on Clayface. I bet it happens. And police headquarters is shown Gordon. That's possible, very possible. I know that there is one of the. I mean, again, because they're being very secretive about.
There's a shot with the Joker in the background as well.
The amusement aisle. And I know there's a police detective from GCPD who's going to be in this film. So again, we're good. It's not like they're going to like ignore the fact that this is a story that takes place in Gotham City. Like it's obviously like they're gonna address that, but it's not gonna be so much like, oh my god, like where's Batman? Like, why is he not showing up? Like, it's more it's gonna be sort of that this is one corner of the city exploring one person, like very much so like with the Penguin TV show,
Yeah.
and I think it's worth mentioning that Matt Reeves, the architect and the filmmaker of the Batman universe, he's producing this film through his production company. So the fact is that I feel that what they did right with the Penguin and the Batman, I think they're definitely applying that for Clayface. So, and the fact is that what I also love with this is that there's been reports that this film's budget is around 40 million, and I was mentioning this to our friends at Supergo Radio today that I'm like, this trailer just reminded you that you don't need a three-digit $1 million budget for things to look great, because if the mud effects look this good in just a teaser trailer, imagine what the rest is going to look like when we see it. And it shows that you don't have to throw like $300 million at everything you do. Like 40 million can easily work. So, and I know this was also filmed in Ben's home country, England. Could you, Ben, were you able to like spot any location where you're like, oh yeah, this is London?
Not so far, but I'll go back through the trailer and I'll check. I'm sure they shot some stuff outside in London, if I remember. I don't know. I remember when they were filming, but I didn't see any of the sets. Sometimes when they film in London, like when The Flash was filming there, I saw some of the sets.
I'm
but
convinced they didn't go anywhere real in The Flash.
They actually, the final scene of The Flash, when like George Clooney steps out the car, the scene they actually shot, they shot there, the actual location. I was there, but it wasn't George Clooney. It was fucking Supergirl, and it was, I think, another Batman or something. I don't
Michael
remember.
Keaton?
Was it Michael Keaton?
Yeah, it was Michael Keaton. Yeah, it was Michael Keaton.
Okay.
Well,
It was another
They're gonna
Batman. I'm
replace
saying,
him.
how do you forget Michael Keaton? Like he's
Bro,
like
I
the whole
blanked that
premise.
film out of my mind. Like,
You know what? It's fair.
but yeah, Supergirl was there, like descending. They had her on wires, and so they actually just faked that in the end. They shot stuff, but then they faked all of it. So
But it's not
giving
though
them
they
credit, they
faked it,
faked
just
it
removed
is too much credit, I think.
yeah,
it was more so that they were reshoots
they
and then
reshot it on a green screen and used the same backdrop, basically.
yeah.
But yeah, what were we gonna say?
But
Oh,
we talk
yeah,
about
I
like,
was just-
Clayface being filmed
yeah.
in London.
Yeah, they filmed in London, and just in regards to that super chat, I don't think Gordon's gonna be shown, but I think you will see like GCPD members and things like that, and references to Batman. But it's cool that it's Matt Reeves and his company, because I think I can initially tell from the trailer it kind of gave the Batman vibes, even though it's more on the horror side. Mm-hmm.
Yes, Kyle.
Did anybody else get Two-Face vibes from the first like?
I was about to say it's like Two-Face.
That intro definitely. I was
Yeah.
like, wait a minute, what?
Are we watching The Dark Knight?
Well, okay, I don't want this to be the whole.
In a matter of sense, yeah, maybe a little bit, but like I
Yeah,
wasn't.
but it's just that one shot. It's that one shot with the.
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking about the Dark Knight. I was
Exactly.
thinking about the fact I'm like, why the fuck is he staring at me? Like, because
He's got no eyelid. It's gone.
That's all he has is just the people.
Right?
Yeah,
I mean,
that's creepy.
the conversation is going to be significant because, and Andy, I will stop very shortly, like about the other people in the DC universe, because they've said this is DCU, right? It's not the Batman.
Yeah,
but I think the smartest decision is to have no, like, not even no references, like nothing that will get people to start talking about it, because I think that will miss the point. Like, I agree with Keenan. It will be cool to see the DCU's Gotham City from an entirely different perspective, right? Like, I mean, why is the rising star of, I guess I would say it's Hollywood, in Gotham? Like, is he shooting a movie there, or is he like a rising theater actor because Gotham is the function of New York City within the DC universe, right? Because there is no New York. So I think what's awesome is that this is selling Matt Hagen's tragedy and like the scariness about it, but it'll be like, how many projects do we do that are like referencing things? Because like this, I think it's either going to be that where there's nothing, or this is the movie that confirms what a lot of people are thinking is going to happen, which is it's just Robert Pattinson.
I mean,
it would be cool, but it's just not gonna happen. Like
I don't want it to.
No.
it would be cool to get our first proper glimpse at the DCU's Gotham. I think that is the main takeaway for me. Get a little bit of an insight into how things are running there. Obviously, it's just going to be a smaller insight, and we're going to get more when we finally get the Batman film, whenever that is. And I'm not talking about Batman Part 2, I'm talking about Brave and the Bold. But yeah, I don't know. The vibes are good. It's, dark, and I think that's what Gotham is, So
Yeah. Like, I would be okay if we, like, I don't know, we see, like, Detective Bullock, or like before he's a detective there, like something small that we can all go, ooh, but it's not overshadowing this story that they're giving us. That makes sense. Like, I'd be okay with that. I don't need it, but I'd be okay with it.
No, because the thing is also, I mean, like, what's interesting also is the fact that with someone like Clayface, you can do so much with him, because like in the comics now, there's been parts now where he's even been in part of the Batman family. Like, he's worked with him as an ally. So like, again, I don't think this is just a one and done for Matt Hagen. Like, I think we're gonna see him go a lot of different places. And again, like I said, when I'm watching this trailer and then kind of dissecting what we see here is the fact that, like, how bad is he gonna get? Like, again, like him being disfigured, and he going to the scientist who supposedly is Naomi Aki's character, and then he just becomes this mud monster. Like how far will they go with him, to the point where, like, can he come back from it? Like, is he going to be killing people, like, or is he going to be killing just bad people? Like, again, like, there's like a lot of things that came to my mind of what the direction is for him. So Keenan, I starting with you. Like, what was something that stood out to you about, from the little glimpse? We never even hear Matt speak. We just hear the song, and we just have these flashes of what he has gone through.
I think what I was wondering throughout the whole movie is, like, are we going to see him? Is he going to become the mud monster? Are we seeing him on his way to becoming the full-on blob, right? Or is this going to be more of a, Lord, I can't think of, like, less CGI but more practical makeup to make him look a little like we did with the face? Like, I want to know how much of it are we going to get? Like, is this the same Clayface that was in Creature Commandos? Is this his background? Is this a completely different Clayface? Like, that's where my mind is. I'm like, so, because that Clayface is gone now, correct? Like, they killed him in Creature Commandos. So I'm like, are we just getting a little background of this one character so that we can dip our toes into Gotham? That's where my brain is. I'm like, well, so which Clayface is this? And is this the same person? And what is this background? Is he going to be going forward? Or is the story already over, as far as, like, where does this movie lie within the timeline of DCU?
Yeah, I would say it's likely. I think from what James has implied is that it was a different Clayface.
Okay.
Because so far as we know, Alan Tudyk, who voiced that Clayface in that show, he is not part of this film at all. So I would say that it's most likely that this is, again, the movie focuses on Matt, and the one on Creature Commander is probably one of the lesser known Clayfaces that they killed off just so that they can kind of have the focus. I do think this will maybe take place before Creature Commandos, maybe, possibly, but I still think that it won't really, like, it wouldn't shock me if the reason we saw a Clayface in Creature Commander was because whatever happened in the film, someone is now trying to replicate a Clayface for themselves that they can kind of like use however they want, and you know, for whatever reason he didn't make it. But yes,
I think I have this feeling that, you know, Creature Commandos, as much as, you know, they say it's like all canon and everything, I think they're going to do like small retcons here and there, because they did introduce a lot of characters, even if they didn't show everything. You know, there was that vision scene where you see a bunch of dead heroes. And I just feel like as they release more and more films, I feel like they're going to focus more on those films and TV shows. I know animation's cool. I love animation. I think Creature Commandos was cool, but I just feel like they're gonna, yeah, like I don't think James Gunn is gonna be like, oh, we had Clayface there. Like, how do we properly explain it? We need to explain it in this Clayface film. You know what I mean? Do you guys think
I
he's
mean,
going
I
to
don't.
explain why there's
I
another
don't think
Clayface?
I don't think that, I don't think they're gonna necessarily retcon things. I think it more so like they will find like if something doesn't like if there is a conflict, they will find like a you know, for example, like what they did with Rick Flag with his hair, for example, it's gray in Creature Commandos, but then when we see in Superman,
Mm.
it's suddenly black, and that's because you know Frank Grillo was busy filming a project, so he couldn't really necessarily dye his hair, so they had to kind of just work that in there as a canon explanation. But also because you know Rick Flag Senior is supposed to be old, so um it works. A super chat from Geek Ledger, thank you so much for that. Says, could Slam Bradley appear Detective Comic issue 1 style?
Slam Bradley. I've never heard of Slam
Yeah, me
Bradley.
neither.
Wait, I'm gonna look him up.
I know. I'm like, tell us more about this Slam Bradley person.
Yeah,
What a
exactly.
name.
Slam Bradley is a
unless
private
we-
detective who exists.
He was in
DC's
Batwoman, wasn't he?
Was he?
I don't
Andy, come on,
remember.
you're the Arrowverse aficionado.
No. Oh, yeah, I mean,
Aficionado.
Okay,
Um,
he kind of looks like a kind of film
Okay.
noir detective, smoking,
I like the
drinking.
Bullock idea. I think that'd be awesome.
I
'Cause
think
it's not a
Slam
big enough character.
Slammer could be the character that Max Minghella is playing. So, because again, he's supposed to be playing like a GCPD character. So
He
maybe
was
that.
in Batwoman. That's cool.
Yeah.
Was I right? Oh,
Yeah, you were.
oh,
He's in Batwoman.
it's like I know that name from something. I don't know.
Ben, I think your camera is frozen, by the way.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah, it's
Batwoman
just-
is the one I'm rewatching next.
I mean, it's not a bad. I mean, you know, it's you know, it's very short, but it's also
Yeah.
you know, it gets.
Well, I'll skip the first season.
like most people, like most people did.
Yeah,
I
skip the
wanted
first
to
season.
mention the thing I think Ben said. I think it's definitely something that will happen. Like, think about all the other universes that do manage to have like animated shows and then do the live action stuff. Like, whichever one typically goes longer. The best example I think of this is Star Wars. There were, I mean, and I know the novels are considered like expanded universe stuff, but typically, and I don't necessarily hate when universes do this, the newest thing is the thing that matters. Like, there was a book about Maul and there was a book about Ahsoka, like what they did around the Battle of Mandalore. And then the shows went, no, this is what actually happened. I don't think it matters at all that Clayface was in Creature Commandos, because at the end of the day, it was a HBO Max animated show that came out in January, which, like, typically if media comes out during that time, it doesn't get all the eyeballs. This is a horror movie blockbuster that is the A-list talent in terms of creatives involved. And the irony would be the first Clayface we see, maybe that was Basil Karlo, who ironically didn't turn into a giant thing. He just had a messed up face. And then we get Matt Hagen, which is, again, the version we're more familiar with. Like, the DC Universe, like the animated series, made hodgepodges of different versions of characters. Like famously, Tim Drake was essentially their version of Jason Todd, quite literally, to the point where they did their own Death in the Family in Batman Beyond Return of the Joker with him. Right. So like, I don't think the cartoon canonicity in the scale of what matters in canon is going to be relevant at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually agree with you.
Yeah.
Like a
I
surprise.
mean, for me, like I could see that there could be multiple. Like again, whatever happens in the Clayface movie, especially if it takes place before Creature Commandos, that means that this movie doesn't have to explain anything that happened to Creature Commandos. It could be more so that the government tries to replicate, or other like organizations try to replicate Clayface after whatever Clayface does in the movie, and they're like, well, like why don't we try and like, if there's this like treatment that can turn people into what Matt Hagen became, like we need our own like soldiers or like our own like pawns that we can use to operate with that. And because there's been so many Clayfaces in the comics, like for all we know, that the one we saw in Creature Commandos, maybe it was Johnny Williams, or the other one was I think Cassius Payne is one version as well. Like again, like I don't think they're going to retcon things because again, it's so easy to explain. But you had another super chat you wanted to bring up.
Yes. No, the Geek Ledger sent another one, and he said, yeah, he was the main character in Detective Comics 1, apparently before Batman.
Well, Batman was number 27.
Yeah, so he was from number 1 till, I guess, 27. That's pretty cool knowledge to know, though. So thanks, Geek Ledger.
Yeah, let's back pocket, and if he's there, then we'll be like, Geek Ledger called it.
Oh,
be like, yeah, shout out.
The thing that's cool with Clayface is, and we get some glimpses of that in the trailer, which was when this film was in production, like, because this was a film I was heavily covering at Screen Rant last year. There was a lot of Easter eggs that are like, again, we will see if we see it in the film, but like, for example, Joker was mentioned on various set pieces during production. There was even a poster of the Flying Graysons, and so again, like the fact that is that we will probably get a lot of tastes of Batman lore through this film, and then then we will see which ones doesn't make it into the film, because I'm sure there's could be cuts. I mean, there's been rumors that the film is supposedly under 2 hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which
That's good.
like as long as all the important stuff is in there, that's all good with me. But yeah, no, I mean, I feel we're gonna, again, like from the bits we saw of Gotham City, and again, I mean, kudos to England, is that like I think England is really becoming like the best country to use for Gotham City, like whether it's in Liverpool or Glasgow, because I'm kind of like, damn, Chicago Gotham City did not make me feel like this.
No, it looked like every other city in like major city. It had no character.
Yeah. The thing is, Liverpool and Glasgow, they're quite old cities, and they can be like molded in quite a good way. So like I was in, just as an example, I was in Glasgow when they were shooting Indiana Jones, like the latest one, and they fully turned that into New York, and that shit looked like I was in New York. I was like, damn, I just stepped out the station. I was like, am I in America? No, I'm in Scotland. But yeah, no, I think Gotham City, in the Batman, they could take a lot of notes from that, because I thought that was great.
It feels very mythical, like in the Batman, and like I mean, I will even say
Gothic.
Very
Gothic. In Canada, because in Titans we had Toronto, and like what?
Nothing. It's okay. As a Canadian, and I know a bunch of people are watching stuff on Prime, which is always shot in Canada. Toronto, and that's how you say it if you want to sound like you're from here. Do not pronounce that last T.
Toronto
is USA anywhere. Like Toronto can be, it's literally
any
anywhere.
town USA.
Pretty much like where they shot Reacher season 1, ironically, is the city I grew up in. Not city. Yeah, it's a city, I guess, outside of Toronto. And so like it can be anything. I think what Keenan said was with the gothic nature, like Gotham should be scary everywhere. And we get some of those instances in the production design. Like I've just been kind of having the trailer on a loop as we've been talking, like shots of alleyways. Like I don't want it to look like a place that I know. And the thing for me is I don't live there. So like the alleyways, we see Matt Hagen kind of like creeping through around places. Like it should feel like an unreal place, not in where it's like, that's the bank building from wherever, Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Especially because, like with, because, something that was very, refreshing, because the last time we really saw Gotham on the big screen was Joker 2. And in hindsight, I've now realized that Gotham City is all right. This is way better.
It's
because
just New York from the 70s.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's boring.
Yes.
It was very boring. So like the fact that like during the trailer where we see him like, because and that's one of the fascinating things is that because we don't know what supporting characters are going to be really around him. Like, how does he navigate himself through the story after he's transformed? Because like we see him times where like he's covered up and he's just like hiding in corners and like really like avoiding contact with people. So again, it's gonna be interesting like how he like because that's the thing, like there's not gonna be anyone there to teach him his powers or how to like get really get used to it. He's gonna have to figure this out on his own. And something like a comic I think people should really check out is there was a series of One Bad Day comics from DC, from Batman, where each there was one for Bane and there was also one for Clayface, and I think that's what he taking a lot of inspiration from, like, and like showing you how this actor is trying to survive, using his powers and all that, and seeing and again, and I really feel that throughout this trailer, that's really the vibe that they're going for. And and like Kyle, you're not the only one who has it on the loop. Like I've had Matt Hagen's eyes stare at me like 16 times already, because I'm like, I love having like seeing like over and over again until it's like planted in my mind. But this Gotham feels a little bit more gothic, mythical. It also fits in a little bit of what we saw from Creature Commandos, which again, with continuity wise, like they're like it is possible to keep things in line. And I'm to Fed's point, yeah, not every movie needs to follow the MCU's 2.5 hour in duration, and that's the thing. A statement I think we can say with MCU in general is that I like that the DCU isn't really taking the MCU approach. And what really works with having someone like James Gunn is that he's been in the MCU machine for so long, and he knows what works and what really doesn't work, and he's taking all the good lessons with him into DC. So
that's very true.
What are you laughing at, Kyle?
Well, you said he knows what works and doesn't work, and I think that's true because he made Guardians 1, which was really great, and then he made Guardians 2, which didn't work, and then he made Guardians 3, which did really work. But I think some of the pushback on time, honestly, that has never been an issue for me if the movie is great. Like, here's a good example. Keenan was just at CinemaCon. Like, Dune Messiah is probably going to be 3.5 hours long. That's fine for me. Like, we chatted about this, Andy. Like, Fantastic Four should have been longer. Like, if you make a great 1.5-hour horror movie, I'm all on board because it's 1.5 hours. But if you make a great 3-hour movie, as the Batman nearly was, that's okay too. Like, sometimes the art's just got to be longer, and that's all right. Like, time frame, it's how you use the time. Ultimately, to me, that's what matters.
Exactly.
Agreed.
Yeah, it's not about like extending it and filling it up with random shit that doesn't need to be there. Like, as long as it's the right length, that's fine. It doesn't matter. But I like that this film is like 40 million. I think you can easily make a shit ton of films on that much. I think these days, like, Hollywood is just so used to giving such big budgets, and it's nice when you see a film that's like, okay, it's DC, but it doesn't need to be ultra high budget. Let's just make something cool and mid-sized budget, you know?
Yeah. And I think we're going to start seeing a lot of that across the board because every panel was like, oh, we are committed to telling original stories. So I think they are going to try and push out. And some of them even came out with new like labels. So I want to say Warner Brothers. They have a Warner Brothers Clockwork. So they're going to have some lower budget things coming out because they're like, we're doing 18 movies a year, 20, you know, everyone has these big promises that they're making. And it's like, stop merging first.
Yeah, Paramount, back out, please. Back out, please.
Please sit down, Paramount.
To that mid-budget range, how would you guys feel if they made like a $90 or $90 million Batgirl movie? Like, does that sound like a reasonable budget, do you think, for a Batgirl movie?
Sounds reasonable.
I think it sounds reasonable.
I think so.
Right?
I think it'd be good if we saw him. You know?
To the budget though. Sorry,
you are terrible people.
With the
because
do we think we're gonna see like it's 40 million? And you're right. The movie looks incredible. Are we gonna see full blob form?
Yeah.
You think so?
Do you think so?
I think.
I don't think we are.
What are you basing it on?
Outside of the
shadow.
I like the shadow. I like the idea of having to use my imagination. A la, oh my God, what was the name of the MCU special presentation? Werewolf by Night. Like seeing the through the shadow, perfect for me. Give it to me.
Yeah,
let's use our imaginations.
I mean, well, the thing was that we kept seeing, we saw, you know, him, like we actually saw him as the werewolf afterwards. So like it's not like we, you know, we're just like kind of dealing with just like glimpses and like smokes and mirrors. But like I think that I do think that we're gonna see him like in the Mud Monster shape. And I think, you know, because again, like during filming, there weren't a lot of times where we saw him, you know, I don't think we saw him using his powers like in public, but that doesn't mean that they couldn't just CG him out and like have the monster in there, and they probably shot most of the Mud Monster thing, and I think that's another possibility that could be happening is that towards the end of the film, like we start seeing the birth of him as the Mud Monster, and then like for future DCU projects, we see him like it could be a little more casual in this film, but like maybe like one of the consequences could be that the more he is using his powers, the more of his humanity he loses, and that's what we end up resulting in because, you know, like when the poster came out today, like if again the fact that they're showing even a remote hint of that. So it's kind of, you know, it'll also be kind of a waste to not really go there with him. So like, but it could be something that where like towards the end of the film, you know, if he's already forming spikes with his hand, I mean, at some point he's gonna give in so much of these abilities that he's not gonna really like he's gonna be less Matt Hagen and more Clayface. So, yes, Kyle.
I have a theory.
Yes.
Okay.
I have a theory, a film theory. Oh wait, that's somebody else.
Wrong channel.
Thank you for being there with me.
So the spike hand, it looks like that's the only thing that's exaggerated, at least in the silhouette. I have an idea that I don't think we're going to see full blob. I think the concept, just looking at the pure metaphor of what the film's going to be, and again, if people are talking about the substance, I think those are fair comparisons. Great art is inspired by others. The best artists steal from each other. But I think the idea that the humanity is lost over time is what's going to lead Matt to be more vicious and more violent. And like in my head, at least, knowing how, and Mike Flanagan has said this, he was inspired by Feet of Clay, which is probably in pop culture the most popular Clayface story, at least in mass media. There's been some great comics, but in terms of what that did, specifically also being animated by TMS, Tokyo Movie Shinja, which is the best animation studio to work with the DC animated universe, I can see this like ending with him getting, similar to the DCAU stuff, like sprayed by a hose and going down a drain. And it's like, as he's falling apart, that's this movie's version of the mud monster, not the like raw I make bricks for hands. Because that's not this movie.
No,
He melts at the end, and what we get in the next project is full on blobby mud monster.
when
that's
you know,
exactly where my mind was. Yeah.
When they have a bigger budget and it's like, oh, we can actually like make this look insanely good. And I think, like knowing Mike Flanagan, I'm a big Mike Flanagan fan. I'm sure most of you guys have seen like The Haunting of Hill House, Doctor Sleep, everything. Like the way he works in horror is quite subtle, you know? So I just don't expect to see too much of Clayface as like, just, you know, the monster.
Mind the Gap, good to see you, by the way. Thank you for tuning in. Says in the chat, maybe a bit like Cronenberg's The Fly.
Could be.
I think there's been a
Totally,
lot of
that
nods
feels
to
right.
some. Yeah, I can see there being a lot of nods to a lot of
The Thing.
horror, The Thing. Yeah. So like, I can definitely see that. In terms of this trailer, because I don't think there is much else that we've missed. Is there any final thoughts you want to share about Clayface before we get to some other DCU stuff, including from CinemaCon? So, Keenan, any last thoughts on Clayface?
No, I'm just ready to buy my ticket.
Hell yeah.
Kyle?
I'm pumped because they did a really good job of selling quite literally the transformation without giving everything us away. Like we see him destroyed, which is like a great place to start somebody because it's immediately disconcerting. And then the body horror, Keenan said it the best, which is it's left to your own imagination, right? Like you see things start to happen, but in the best way possible, it cuts away. Like there's a shot that I don't think we've talked about where he is wearing, I mean, it looks like what you would wear in basketball in terms of like face protection, but it's skin colored. I don't remember if we saw that as paparazzi. Like we saw a lot of bandage stuff, but all of the
No, we did. We did at one point because I remember that was like one of the first like stories that I had to cover where like because we it was the whole like like first look thing and like that was where because I had to like Google and being like, what are these masks called? Because it's not just a mask. It is called something specific.
But no, I'm super excited for this. I think it is what matters most is it looks like the story is going to be important as opposed to like, look, a bunch of crazy stuff's happening. Because as much as the horror genre has been thriving, when it just leads into gore, to me that doesn't work. Like a great example is how it can be used in it didn't do super well, but 28 years later, Bone Temple, which Nia DaCosta did. And like the extreme violence in that is purposeful. So I'm hoping with Watkins and Flanagan involved that it doesn't lean into the disgusting in a way where it's just like, look at this, it's gross. Like I want to care what's happening. And I think everybody involved is going to do that.
But yeah, with that said, Benjamin, sorry, I did not mean to forget you. Your final thoughts on Clayface?
Yeah, you guys pretty much covered it. I'm just looking forward to seeing it. Like it's coming out the week before my birthday, so I'm like,
it's coming out the week after my birthday.
It comes out 2 weeks after my birthday.
Oh, everyone's so October.
I get Street Fighter.
I'm a summer
and then
baby.
I get this.
Yeah, I'm a summer baby. You know what, Keenan?
Street Fighter looks so good.
I'm super pumped. Nobody is a bigger Andrew Koji fan than me. I've loved him since Warrior Episode 1. That show's amazing.
Sick.
I'm not much into Street Fighter, but like Cody Rhodes looked funny in the pictures I saw at CinemaCon. Clayface
wild.
anyway, he looked wild. Clayface is like I'm personally just so happy they moved it from September 11th. I cannot believe that was the release date to October 23rd. Yeah, Keenan, is it clocking to you now? Like, wow, that was actually like an idea they had.
Oh, there's still a few movies coming out on September 11th. One of which I think is Practical Magic 2. It's very funny to me, sitting in there going, "Oh, okay, that's hilarious."
So they definitely shouldn't have they should definitely not have the 2 be like Roman numerals. It should be like the digit. Because I've not seen a logo for this. I'm quite literally asking. I don't know.
So you know what's wild about practical magic is that everything they showed at CinemaCon, it turned out it was AI. Sandra came out and there was an article that came where she was like, "It's here and we have to embrace it." And I was like, "Sandra, no." So I do need to go reread that article. But yeah, yeah.
That's really disappointing.
I'm just gonna be nice. But fuck you, Sandra. But for me, yeah, I'm ready for Clayface. And I again, like, this is, we've seen everything now for this year for 2026 when it comes to DCU, and I'm like, I just love the fact that each project is having its own unique tone. Like, listen, like, because people are bitching, complaining about like, oh, like the marketing for DCU projects are so basic, they're not doing like Marvel. I'm like, listen, I don't need to sit 24 hours in front of a computer watching which fan is going to share the next clip of the Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer.
That was so dumb.
That was the most like, I have never updated an article as many times as I have for Screen Rant as I did with that one. I didn't leave my computer for hours. Like, no, like, give me just like do what they did, like teaser tomorrow. That's enough. I don't need what?
I got a better idea. Announce the teaser for tomorrow and then have it leak online, and then everyone gets to watch it early. Green Lantern style.
Let's do it. Or maybe,
we didn't talk
an
about
entire film.
Yeah, which Green Lantern is going to have a cameo in this? Because maybe the reason they moved it is because someone at the end of Lantern. Yes, this is the canonical thread of all these conversations, Andy. So Keenan, I've said the reason they've moved everything is because of the Green Lanterns that are going to be in the different projects. So I'm guessing Chip is going to be in Supergirl, and then they had to move Lanterns to after, because if you had that joke, it would ruin the surprise. So maybe Guy Gardner's getting drunk in a bar in Gotham. Would that be something he doesn't do?
He would get drunk in a bar.
I
Drinking
agree.
lots of milk, his White Russians. Andy, I'm right. I'm gonna get muted again.
I love this, like, ongoing every live.
Yeah, you know what? I
love a thread.
I like continuity. So there you go. Keenan, you got to listen. I know you didn't get to talk about the Supergirl trailer with us. That's on me. I'd like to formally apologize. I take full responsibility and accountability, like every other YouTuber does, by not taking any accountability or responsibility whatsoever. But CinemaCon, you got to. but that's the truth. One YouTuber, these popular YouTubers, like, which one of them actually owns up to their shit and then actually learns from it? No, like James Charles is. If you know, you know. You're going to see some very special footage of the Supergirl movie at CinemaCon. Tell us all about it. Like, what did you see for people who may not have heard the description, and what did it leave you with?
So, I'm going to tell a story about one of my best friends. He is not a Superman fan, and it is something that we argue about regularly, because he doesn't like overpowered characters. And he knows that in this movie, like, she's supposed to be in a red sun area. So it's like, well, I don't understand how she's still going to be Supergirl and she's supposed to do all these things, but there's no red sun. And I'm like, well, just let them tell the story. Let James do what James does, okay? And what we get in this movie is, like, what we got to see was her handling shit, but no, I can't do what I need to do until I can get over here to where the sunlight is.
Yeah.
And we see her, like, trying to get out of this space shuttle. Like, it looks like it seemed like it was a bus that was just going from one planet to the other.
It is.
And so she's like, okay, how do I get out of this, get into space so that I can get over the horizon of this planet over here so I can get some sunlight and come back and kick these pirates' ass. And we see her having to, like, figure this shit out. And that's what I'm excited about, is to see Supergirl use her brain to figure shit out, and then get a little reckless when she has to. I will tell you, I think that in Superman, that was the best introduction to a character, her just like rolling in drunk at the end of the movie. And each time I saw that movie in the theater, I said, let me just go ahead and see Supergirl right now. Take my money, because this is what I want. Yeah.
Anything else that I mean, because it was ironic again. Like, it was just bad time that we couldn't get you on for that one. But I remember like when I last spoke to you when we were doing CinemaCon prep, like Keenan was gushing so much about like, I am so excited for Supergirl, and me being the bastard that I was, because I knew the trailer was coming, and I'm just kind of like, I'm glad you're excited for Supergirl, Keenan. But after being, seeing all the trailers that we've seen, and now seeing this thing at CinemaCon, how are you feeling about Supergirl like already being a prominent player in the DCU? Because to this point, like I'm just used to Supergirl Radio, who are they're great, they're the greatest Supergirl fans out there. And guys, if you haven't checked it out, go check this out on the DCU Podcast YouTube channel. But also other people that I see that are huge fans of Supergirl. Ben, who has tons of videos up on this channel about Supergirl. So especially when it's even after the TV show's over, there's still things that you can enjoy with him talking about it. But Keenan, for you, what are you excited for Supergirl?
I unironically loved the 80s movie. I think it was fun. It was a good time. It may have not been a great movie, but it was a good time. I genuinely love Supergirl. So I love that movie. I love the show. And this is a different Supergirl, right? Like she's pissed. She went through shit. And that's what I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see a little Supergirl. No, we're not pre-recorded. I'm actually talking right now in real time. And that's what I'm excited to see, is Supergirl that has been through some shit.
Yeah. They're actually letting trauma be a theme.
Yeah.
Because like, listen, like, yes, of course it sucks that Clark never got to know his, the world of Krypton or whatever. But for him, it's in theory. He can't really miss something that he never really had. Kara, as you see in all the trailers, and I'm sure there was something of that at CinemaCon. She sees her world end.
Yeah.
That's not something that you just get over. So, but yeah, no, Supergirl. I mean, listen, I'm Supergirl, Lanterns, Clayface. I mean, it's going to be another good year for DC. Some updates. Man of Tomorrow is filming. Do we want to fight about Adria Arjona playing Wonder Woman or Maxima?
Do you want our feelings or what we think's happening?
Yeah. Of Keenan, you start.
Listen, I don't know who this actress is, but she's going to be in a new I don't know who she is, but she's going to be in the new Thomas Crown Affair movie with Michael B. Jordan. And so when they came out on stage and he congratulated her for just being cast, I was like, is this Catwoman? That's immediately where I went. I was like, is that Catwoman? But if she's going to be a Man of Tomorrow, there's no need for Catwoman to be a Man of Tomorrow. So then I was like, is that
Kitty Claus scratching up all the wires on Brainiac's ship?
Listen,
that could be useful.
There.
That's the cheesiest pitch I could ever give for a DC thing ever. So James Gunn, if you ever watch this, not that I think you would, but don't ever do that. But I love her, and
she's brilliant in Andor. Oh my god.
Yeah, like one of my.
I've seen a lot of films with her. She's good.
Yeah, I just don't think
she's probably one that I'm gonna need to. You don't think so? I want Wonder Woman to be tall and beefy. Give me a tall, beefy Wonder Woman, please.
So she can lift a stone from Kal-El.
Kal-El.
No.
Give me the stone.
Yeah, I think
yes, Kyle.
I've seen her in a lot of things, and I was even in the same room as her. She was like sat behind me in Cannes last year, And yeah, I mean, she's pretty fucking strong anyway, so I'm pretty
She
sure
sat
she
behind. Wait, why? Why
like
were
a
you
few
sitting
rows
in front of
behind.
her? Why were you in front of her? Like you
I
like
was at the
she.
premiere of her film.
Yeah, but she's the star. You should be in the back, not
This is
her.
Ben's takes. Why are you
Bruh,
dethroning him like that?
I'm allowed to be in the front, Andy.
Wow.
Wow, I shouldn't
Andy
just be in
wants
the
Ben
back.
to take the back seat.
I should be allowed to be up in the front. Okay, that's a quote.
But anyway, yeah. So she would look the part of Wonder Woman for sure. However, I think she's probably playing Maxima. I don't think they're gonna have Wonder Woman this early, to be honest.
Kyle, what do you think?
You know, somebody once asked me if Kyle was short for something, and I think it broke my brain.
Kyle.
Kyle, like Kylander. What are we assuming? Well, to Ben's point, they posted on socials today that she's working out, and my God, her back is jacked.
Yeah.
So if you'd like to read an article about the possibilities of who she could be playing on the Multiverse of Color, yours truly might have written that up.
Love a plug.
By the way, I need to just clarify something because Keenan has made this mistake. You've made this mistake. I know my friend Coke has made the same mistake. There is no duh in Multiverse of Color. It's just Multiverse of Color. There's no duh Multiverse of Color. The only reason there's a duh on Instagram is because someone had already snatched that handle. There is no
because
duh.
taking away the makes it cleaner. Bye.
let's kick Andy. Okay.
No,
I've had that joke that's been told to me for the last 3-4 years since I did a rebrand of like you didn't do the duh because, and then like they tried to do the best Justin Timberlake impression, and I'm like, fuck you. Go on.
Because it was going to ruin the world tour.
The Multiverse of Color. Anyway.
It makes sense that the Flash part gets to have duh, but not Multiverse of Color. Go ahead, Kyle.
I genuinely don't know, because for Superman, we of course had a bunch of leaguers in that we know we're gonna see more of, right? Like we introduced Hawk Girl, we introduced Guy Gardner, we introduced Mr. Terrific, and those are not in I would say the main list of who we can expect to be eventually in the DCU's Justice League. Maxima, from a story perspective, makes sense. I argued, speaking on beefiness, she could be potentially playing Big Barda, because we know we are going to be exploring Apocalypse with Tom King's Mr. Miracle animated series, which not a lot of people were talking about. I think that does fit in. We know we're traversing space. Ultimately, kind of where I settle on, which is sad realization she's probably Maxima, is that I just don't understand burning a rising star like this on a character like Maxima, because quite frankly, I just don't see that character. As much as we know James Gunn loves taking Maxima's not even on the D list of characters, but a character like that and making them a star, this is not the same thing as like doing what you want with a side character in a Guardians film. I think she should be Wonder Woman. Like, yes, you don't necessarily want fan casting to always be right, but having seen her work in countless projects, Andor being one, of course, she was also in Hitman and Blink Twice. Sorry?
And Splitsville last year. That was awesome.
Splitsville, like she is a star on the rise that I think would be a phenomenal Wonder Woman. I mean, not everybody loves the New 52, but Superman and Wonder Woman definitely had a relationship different to most canonical representations of that relationship. Hate it. I'm not saying that's what they're doing. So it would not shock me if a Wonder Woman character, and I also argued this, the live action Wonder Woman that debuted in the DC expanded universe was also in a Superman film. So there is precedent to Wonder Woman debuting in a Superman-led project. So It is entirely possible, and we know it's Brainiac. So if the threat on the planet is to a level in which Lex Luthor is going to team up with the guy he hates more than any other person on the planet, the rest of the planet is likely at stake. you could show us the mascara for 5 minutes. I don't know. I just Maxima to me doesn't, from a creative standpoint, or not creative standpoint, to a universe building standpoint, make any sense. Could it be her? Sure. But that to me feels like, and this is a shot that I'm going to give, one of James Gunn's friends could play Maxima. I don't think you cast Aria Arjona as Maxima.
They are friends, so he's literally the one
No,
who gave
I
her
know,
first
but
movie.
I'm saying
So like
Jennifer Holland could have been Maxima. Like somebody who's not a notable name
Who could play
things.
Wonder Woman? Yeah.
okay, can we remember that fact that they took a character like Peacemaker and they made him like a bigger player now because of John Cena. Like, and like I don't think it's impossible.
And how did that go with season 2? How did that go with season 2?
He had a season 2. Like he got renewed for another season in the midst of the DCEU like falling apart. So again, it's.
And I don't want that though. Like this drum I will continue to beat. You've only built up Superman. Yes, Clayface looks dope. Eventually, the DC universe needs a league more. And not a gang.
Yeah. Again,
I don't want a Maxima series. No one does.
No one is saying that this could be a Maxima series. I'm just saying that it would make more sense for me that she is Maxima because I mean I didn't even know that they've taken her in more like anti-hero directions in recent years, and apparently she's LGBT. The last time I saw Maxima, she was running around on Smallville, like chasing her mate, and she was so like the fact that there's more layers to Maxima now since I last saw her, I'm like it's possible. It's absolutely possible that she could be Maxima and that they're going to do something special with her. I know there's been some theories out there that this film is pulling inspirations from a storyline where Brainiac and Maxima are like teaming up together, or that there's something to there's something to that degree. I could see that also happen. So I think that having Wonder Woman appear in this is, again, because and I'm someone who loved Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice. I just don't think that we need to have Wonder Woman and Batman, again show up in a Superman sequel for their debuts. Because again, like we know that Brave and the Bold is still in the works, which means that I mean, listen, I know it's a funny subject, but until they cancel it, it's in the works some way, somehow. And I think with Wonder Woman, like the fact that there's Anna Navarro, who wrote Supergirl, she's writing Wonder Woman. I feel that until we have a director on Wonder Woman, I don't think they're gonna necessarily bring Wonder Woman in anywhere else until we have it. I do like the idea of her as Big Barda. I think that could be fun, especially if we're because Brainiac he's a world collector. He's like it would make sense that we are dealing with other planets, just like how Supergirl is going to be dealing with other planets. So I love her. Like if she's Wonder Woman, great. My choice of Wonder Woman is Melissa Barrera. Like I want her to be Wonder Woman, and
she's not getting cast if they get bought by Paramount.
Fair.
Well, either way,
Kyle, thank you for ruining that moment that I was having. Thank you.
I'm sorry, Keenan. I'm sorry.
Don't worry.
I want Melissa Barrera to have more work. Or oh my god, hold on, let me look up her name because she's in this season of Cross, and I could have her as Wonder Woman as well. She was in Orange Is the New Black. I want to say her character was Daya, but continue talking while I look at this.
Okay. But if Adria is playing Wonder Woman, great. But if she's playing Maxima, I'm also excited to see that because I would love to see what James Gunn could do with her in the DCU that isn't just, oh my god, I'm looking for my perfect love interest, like most Superman media has depicted her as. Mind the Gap brings up, could she be Ursa or Fiora? I doubt it, since they're trying to really lean on this whole idea that Kara and Clark are the only Kryptonians left. Obviously there could be another Kryptonian or two out there, but I don't think they're gonna really hone in on that as much. But But yeah, that's what's going on with the DCU as of right now. Batman Part 2 is gonna start filming this summer. Someone finally agreed to play Sebastian Stan's daddy. Because holy fuck, like it felt like it was like every week there was a new Hollywood actor being rumored, like they're talking. I'm like, does nobody want to play Sebastian Stan's daddy in the Batman? I just love
I
that.
love Charles Dance. I think that's a great character actor in that film. Some of the other names that were were allegedly up for it, I think would have been distracting. Like, yes, everyone knows Charles Dance probably mostly as Tywin Lannister.
Yeah.
But he'll be I think he's perfect for Matt Reeves' kind of worlds.
Yeah, he's a great
I just don't get like why Harvey Dent's dad is in this film. Like, I'm like, why is he
Because he's in the Court of Owls, obviously. Grandmaster, baby.
Wait a minute, I didn't even think about that.
You're welcome.
That's kind of a you had a good for once. You had a good idea. Good on you, Kyle. I can also see that Ben is fading and it's late where he is. So I say we should wrap this up. Keenan, what was the actress' name that you were thinking of?
Her name is Janine Mason. Hold on, but she is also not as tall as I thought she was, but that's okay. Yeah, I just put her IMDb in the private chat.
Okay. I mean, who cares? Like, you can make people look taller than they are.
Yeah, Tom Cruise's entire career.
Listen, y'all. I can count the number of
Robert
Tom
Downey
Cruise movies
Jr.
I've seen on one
Wait,
hand.
I know who this is. She was on Roswell, New Mexico.
Yes.
Okay, maybe. I'm just excited. So I'm just excited.
By the way, I love her.
I'm just excited for an actual actor to play Wonder Woman in film. Fuck you, Gal Gadot. Anyway, so that's gonna be it for this episode of These Dudes podcast in crossovering with Ben's Take. I want to thank everyone who showed up and tuned in live chat, and of course my panel of co-hosts. So because I know Ben needs to go to sleep, I'll let him go first so he can just run to bed. Ben, where can we find you on social media and all your other projects?
Yeah, you can subscribe to me on YouTube at Ben's Take and on social medias at the DC TV show. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to Clayface. It's been a good chat, and yeah, apologies. It's like 2 a.m. here, so
it's okay. Well, you got one last super chat before you go to bed. Have a good rest of the week. Yeah, it was a nice live stream. Thank you, Ed. Thank you. And
shout out to everyone else that's supported throughout and commented. I've been reading all your comments. So, yeah. And nice to meet you, Keenan.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to hang out with you, Kyle and Andy, as always. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking every day, so like you're like stuck with me. You know, either we're here or we're playing Minecraft. So
yeah, true.
Let the man go to bed.
All right.
Yes.
See you
Good
guys
night,
in a bit.
Bonsoir.
I will see you in your dreams. Twerking.
Not twerking. I'm screaming.
No, fuck no, I would never twerk. I can't like they're like also like I will say it off air. That's not something people should hear. Keenan, where can people find you on social media and anything else you'd like to promote?
You can find me on Instagram and Threads. It's my name backwards. My name is Keenon Walker, so it's Reclaw.
I only connected it last week. I'm like, well, what the fuck is this handle? And I'm like,
listen, I am obsessed with Zatanna, and I've been playing a game, and when I unlocked the Zatanna character, I was like, my name is going to be backwards on all the things. So who knows? It'll probably stay like that for a while. I don't plan on changing it anytime. But you can find me on Threads ranting about politics as well. So there's that.
As we know with politics, everything is fine.
Yes.
Canada.
Yes.
What the?
I'm looking for Keenan on Instagram and it's not working.
But now I'm. Yeah,
I can't tell if he's joking or if he's actually.
I'm literally not joking.
Go to Multiverse Colors Instagram page and click on like the last couple of reels, and then you will see his handle there.
Okay. I'm
And then
gonna
once
Yeah.
again,
That'll do it.
I'm sorry. Do you mean the multiverse of color?
Listen, it's just multiverse color on
anyway,
Twitter. I'm not putting
yeah,
him
it's
on that
Twitter is
list.
even more annoying. They let me add one more letter, and it was either going to be like multiverse underscore color, but
He's
I'm like,
not
no,
tagged in this.
he is.
Are you sure?
Yes, I am. Yes, because I'm the one who.
Oh.
This man is testing me.
Oh, it is. Whoa, that's hilarious. There we go. Follow.
Yeah.
Done.
No, he just no,
sorry.
he just made
Yes.
it up. He just sat through this whole funny story just to make it all up.
And please follow the Rewind podcast because Jonah and I
Yes.
are in the works of planning. We have been on a very long hiatus, and it is time to come back with a vengeance. So stay tuned.
Yes, because fuck Hulu for canceling Buffy.
I can't right now. I can't today. I can't today.
We gotta get Jonah at some point on He's do this podcast. I wanna pick his brain on DC stuff. So yeah, go check out the Rewind podcast. It's one of our affiliate podcasts here on Multiverse of Colors. So but one thing, you crushed it with some iconic coverage. For mostly we love that. Yes, very indeed.
Thank you.
Indeed. All right, Canadian boy, what you got?
So I am the host of the Film Realist podcast, and if you're hearing this the week of, I am slowly crawling towards episode 200 of the show. So next Monday will be episode 199. Unfortunately, it will be of the Michael Jackson biopic, but hey, that's what's coming out this weekend. And but episode 200 is I'm really excited. It's going to be a massive episode. There's a questionnaire linked currently in the bio or the episode descriptions, just asking fans of the show to tell me what they've enjoyed from the podcast and what we're going to look to moving forward. If you're watching this on YouTube, which I know you are, please subscribe to the Film Realist on YouTube. We are almost at that 500 mark, which would be awesome to hit. But yeah, covering all the biggest movies and TV shows. I put out my thoughts on the Invincible finale this morning just as a tweet because I am fighting a cold. So I didn't do my spoiler thoughts, but I will include them.
It's not noticeable that you're sick.
So this was full of honey and lemon juice and some hot water the whole time. My kids got it to me. It says dad goals.
I love it.
But so covering all that stuff. And of course, you can also find my work on Multiverse of Color. I've been covering a bunch of Man of Tomorrow for Andy.
I saw your lips like forming the duh. I was like,
I've written about Jon Stewart being a part of Man of Tomorrow and what that could mean for the DCU's future. Obviously, about Arya Arjona and what she's going to be doing. So, and Andy and I are definitely going to be chatting about all the DC stuff moving forward. Lanterns, I want it to be summer for Lanterns and Supergirl so bad. So bad.
Keenan, do you want to give a quick take on Lanterns?
Okay, believe it or not, I've not allowed myself to watch the trailer because did I really just run him? Oh, you both ran away. I'm sorry that I'm working to secure democracy in my country, so I don't have a lot of time to watch. I do have a Green Lantern ring on my ancestral altar, and I'm very excited about this show.
Where's the one I bought you, Mr. Babakt?
Andy, let me see your ring.
That's OG.
Oh, that's damn it, Alan. Yeah, Alan Scott's ring.
Luigi proposed it to me with it.
Now I'm jealous. Now I gotta go get my ring. It's not as cool as your ring, but
I bought
a
it
Black Lantern ring.
One. No, it's the Ryan Reynolds movie one.
Okay. I'll be right back.
Okay, we'll be right back. Also, I love that when I got this off of eBay, I got a certificate of authenticity.
Nice.
Yeah. No, I love this ring so much. And there's
There we go.
Okay, yes. hold on. Everyone, wait, let's do it again.
In brightest day.
Brightest day. That wasn't even planned. Okay.
All are so fucking goofy.
So it's one of those like I wanted to do a trailer reaction, and then things just got away from me, and it just never happened. So I
That
had to
day
sit
was
down
a
and actually watch it.
nightmare.
I can only imagine.
Well, because like doing the trailer reactions, Andy said this in the beginning. Like I'm on social media because you have to be, right? But
Right.
new Clayface was coming, and it's like, okay, I gotta not be on anything because I don't know when it's gonna drop. And then the trailers or the posters out, and I'm like, great, I'm not on now. And then just sort of waiting to hear from people that I knew what they thought of the trailer, and then it just didn't come because the poster announcement didn't come with a time. So that was super weird. Lanterns was, hey, this is coming tomorrow. Just kidding. It's online everywhere now. And it's like, okay, goodbye. See you social media. That was super funny. But we've had a Japanese trailer, but there was no new footage.
No, yeah, I watched it. I saw because I saw it that I saw on Instagram earlier today, and I'm like, this is nothing new though. So, I don't think we're gonna get another trailer until like probably June.
Well, post credits of Supergirl.
Okay.
No, I mean literally like you would tease your next project.
No, I thought you said like post credit scenes. Like
no. Either or, because Supergirl was at the end of Superman, so like the precedent is set for the next project has the person who's in the last scene of the movie.
I like that.
That's what they've done. Like Supergirl, Supergirl's at a bar and she looks over, and then there's Hal Jordan who's drinking probably a Ryan Coke. That would be my guess.
You can find me at Andrew Bite on all social media. I'm a senior lead writer at Screen Rant, covering all the latest in film and television. So check me out there. And I'm also editor-in-chief of multiversecolor.com with our amazing group of people who are bringing you lots of coverage from different perspectives about film, television, comics, you name it. We have a lot of CinemaCon coverage live and coming up, so check it out. And I might be doing something a little special for MOC next week. Waiting for timing, but I'm quite excited for it. And Show and Whisper, like I keep saying, it's gonna come back. It's just I have not had a minute to breathe since 2023. So there you go. And of course, you can find these dudes podcasts here on Multiverse of Color. Find all the links in the description below where you can subscribe. And we're listen, like as the DCU gets more and more active, we're gonna we are trying to see if we can make this a weekly regular live thing where we can kind of like start like building that presence and talking more about DCU stuff. It's just a matter of finding out, figuring out the logistics of it. But we appreciate everyone who is tuning in, and of course, working with Ben for his channel. It's great to get his audience tuning in and enjoying things that are coming up for the DC brand. But on that note, thank you who tuned in. Hope you enjoyed the Clayface trailer and the discussion. And here's for the next time we'll get back together, talk about these. But until then, have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.